Hi, I'm Gerry Barrett, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you a very quick and easy recipe for that wonderful Italian dish, Fettuccini Alfredo. It's always far more fun to cook with someone, and today I'm cooking with my fourth son, Bruce.
Well, it's great to be here with you, Mom, and I'm excited about showing all of our friends your great recipe for Fettuccini Alfredo. It's so quick, it's so easy. I think people are going to be amazed. When do you think it was you first tried Fettuccini Alfredo?
I think when I was a teenager in New York City, and it was one of our trips to Little Italy. I remember going into a lovely Italian restaurant in Little Italy. That is after I got tired of looking at the beautiful Italian boys running in and out of trucks, delivering goods to restaurants and stores. Anyway, we went into a lovely looking Italian restaurant and ordered Fettuccini Alfredo. And it came, and I picked up my silverware and I took a big forkful, put it in my mouth, and stop. I had to wait a minute while the full flavors exploded in my mouth. It was so good. I loved it then, and I love it now.
Well, let's share a little of that love with our friends, shall we? Now, to make this, the whole idea is to have a sort of a sauce on the pasta that's wonderful. Some cooks spend hours working on their secret Fettuccini Alfredo sauce, their Alfredo sauce, but not with us, not with this recipe. My mom has a way to do it so simply. All you need is three things. First, you need a cube of butter, and let this butter sit out for a few hours until it's very soft and spreadable. You'll see why in a minute. Then we need Parmesan cheese. Now, the way we did it when I was young is you would go to the store and buy one of those little pie-shaped triangles of Parmesan cheese. Then you'd grate it on your little hand grater. You just run it up and down and grate it, and you still can do that. It's a great way to shred Parmesan. But now almost all stores sell this. It's freshly made Parmesan, already shredded for you, 5 ounces. You need 5 ounces, which is the size of a normal container. It's about the size of those pie wedges, too. And finally, you need a cup of something wonderful and rich, whipping cream. Now, not half and half, not milk, whipping cream. You want it to be fresh and you want it to be good. So, are you ready to get started? Let's start like all good cooks do, and let's wash our hands with a little soap and water, okay?
I'm with you. Now, here we go.
So we're ready to go, and we've got our bowl. This bowl is critical. You notice it's a deep and it's a large bowl. And we've got our butter here. Now we've got our pasta cooking, and in the time it takes to cook the pasta, you can prepare the rest of the dish. This is why this is so magic and quick. Now what are we going to do with this butter, Mom?
We're going to take a fourth of it and start to put it on the sides of the bowl. Not the bottom and not the top.
Okay, so we're going to spread it around the bowl.
Spread
Go
it
ahead.
around.
Let's both do it. Take about a fourth. And I'll take about a fourth, and let's just spread it around the inside of the bowl. See what we're doing? Nice and thick, right? All right, keep going. We've got about half done. Now, you take the other half here. Here we go. Ah, it's a lot of butter.
Wow.
It looks beautiful, though, doesn't it?
Looks good.
So you see what we've got? We've got the bowl lined with butter. Now, let's wipe this off. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Parmesan, our shredded Parmesan, and we're going to pour it into a little mountain in the bottom of the bowl.
Right in the bottom.
Right? So you see what we're doing here? We're making it into a little stack. We're not trying to spread it evenly. In fact, just the opposite. We're trying to keep it in a little bit of a mound.
That's
see this?
Perfect.
So we've got our butter.
Butter.
We've got our shredded cheese. And now what do we do with our milk?
Now we have to put our
whipping cream
all around it.
It's almost like we're building a little island of Parmesan.
Yeah.
Now remember, these things aren't icy cold at all. We've let both the whipping cream and the butter warm up to room temperature.
Okay.
Not long enough to be unhealthy, but long enough. And this is what we've got. So you can see here, we've got ourselves a little island of Parmesan in a bowl that's lined with butter. And the butter is intentionally up on the edges of the bowl, and the Parmesan is waiting in its little island of whipping cream, and now we're going to get the pasta. You know, one of the great things about this recipe is that you can do everything at once. It makes it look like a busy kitchen, like you're a chef who really knows what you're doing. You know, it's fun to have your guests actually stand around and watch this.
Yes.
It's a great visual process. But I wanted to ask you about the pasta. Now, while we were building that island, we were cooking the pasta, and it's nothing special. It was plain, ordinary pasta, none of this gourmet pasta, a 16-ounce package like you see so often in the stores. But I did want to ask you about salt. I noticed you salted the water quite a bit, actually. What's your secret? How do you know how much salt to put in the water before you start cooking the pasta?
Well, they say use a fair amount of salt. And the Italians say till it tastes like the ocean.
So it tastes like the ocean, so pretty salty. That's great.
So that's a good way.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask you is I did notice that you put some oil in the water before you started. How much? Why do you do that?
Oh, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil is very good because the pasta won't stick and it'll come out just the way you like it, al dente. And that's the reason.
Well, you know, there's another reason too. You want the pasta al dente because we don't cool off this pasta. We take it while it's red hot and use it to make the sauce. It's sort of a carbonara style in the sense that you're letting the pasta do part of the cooking. So this pasta has to be red hot when we use it. And so that means that you want to stop cooking it right when it's a little al dente because it keeps cooking for a few moments after you stop, right?
That's right.
So this pasta is almost al dente. I think we're ready to go.
I think we're ready. I've just drained the pasta and it's red hot.
All right, I'll take it from you here. Come on over here next to me. All right, we've got red hot pasta. Oh, it is too. And this is the magic. We're going to just dump this pasta in and stir it. And you've got to stir it vigorously, no messing around, because the idea is while the pasta's hot, you're going to melt all the ingredients. Here we go. In goes the pasta. And then, fast as lightning, you start to stir. I've got 2 spaghetti turners here. Notice what I'm doing? The cream, the cheese, the butter, they're all melting. They're all hitting the hot noodles and melting together. Now you want to get it around. You can help me stabilize this bowl a little bit. I'm making sure I get to the butter that's up on top. Now one of the things that happens, and that's why it's not a perfect recipe, is sometimes you do get lumps in the Parmesan. But that's okay. You just leave them in the bowl when you serve it. It's kind of a treat, actually. All right, you see what I'm doing here? I'm stirring and stirring, and I always have a little spatula so that I can take the ingredients that stay on the edge that you haven't hit and push them down. So you
Very
see what I'm
good,
doing?
very good.
Like this. Now the butter's in there. We're going to continue. Toss it and toss it. It's no salad. You don't have to be gentle. And look what's happening. It's all melting together in one fast, wonderful step.
It looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful. I can't wait to try a bite of this. There it is. I think it's about done.
Boy,
It's just creamy enough.
fastest.
What a wonderful recipe you've got here for fettuccine Alfredo. Look at that.
Isn't
Ready
it?
to serve and hot.
And ready to eat.
Okay, here's our fettuccine Alfredo, hot from the bowl. I'm going to give you the first bite.
Mmm,
It smells so great. Does it taste good?
delicious.
All right, let me try a bite.
Mm.
Oh, heaven. This is so good.
You did a good job.
You're going to have so much fun sharing this with your friends. And you know, Mom, I think about your stories. And when you think about back in New York when you were young, you're so far away now up here in Montana. It must have been one of the happiest times of your life when you were there in New York City.
It was one of the happiest times, but it wasn't any happier than when I was cooking this for my cowboy husband and my house full of little kids.
Yeah, you had 6 sons, right?
6 sons.
And you used to feed us pasta, and it was the best pasta on the block.
And
Well, thank you for sharing this with our friends. Thanks for letting me cook with you, and so long, all right, Mom?
It was wonderful.
All right.
Bye-bye. Well, I want to say goodbye now. This is your happy hooker. Oh, your happy cooker signing off. Bye-bye.